they start the day. Sip their coffee, pave the way. Talking tweets and hashtags to how to make your brand feel new. It's the surge, yeah, the social surge.
Good morning, everybody. It is Social Surge with Fly and Bo. Good morning, Holly Pennington, who's joining us over on the gram.
Every day.
Yeah, she's amazing. Love all the stuff she's doing on social, too. All right.
They'll help it mend. Mo says, post a story, make it pop. Fly laughs, don't let the rhythm stop.
Song gets stuck in my head. Good morning, Regalado Real Estate. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, nice.
New drip. New drip from Matthew Drain in Columbus. I mean, this hat. Actually, when I posted about I'm missing a hat on the wall, spoiler alert, I have like 10 or 15 on my desk, on my other desk. But no, Matt Drain is great. Doing a lot of really interesting stuff with different content. A lot of educational content he's putting out. Videos, super clean. Just all around really excellent gentleman, and someone who I've had the pleasure of getting to know through the Cold Caller series. Was one of my original cold calls, and then also one of the participants in the 100-day sprint last year that is hosted by Adam Dunn. And if you don't know about what any of those things are, get online.
What are you even doing with your life?
What are you even doing here on LinkedIn? Ask myself that question every day.
Omar the Third, thanks for joining us over on the gram. We appreciate you being here. It is Social Surge with Fly. I'm Mo Regalado, and over there is Miss Fly Jamerson.
And over there is a blanket that keeps the shade from dissipating when the sun changes angles in my home laundry office. That's what I got.
I love it. Well, today we are talking about your impressions don't impress me much. Yes.
That's a killer line, man.
Yeah, I stole it from Shania Twain. It's immediately what I thought. Your impressions
don't impress me much. Good.
Yeah.
That's also how I say that every day, too.
So what we're talking about today is, yes, you may have all these impressions. It may all be well and good, and you look super fantastic on social media. But I'm on one today, so
I'm glad.
Yeah,
that's good.
We're talking about how to get people into your CRM, because impressions do not equal leads, and that means no leads, no money, right? So let's talk about it. So we get asked a lot, what CRM do you use? Well, my answer to that, and it's an answer that anybody gives, it's actually a Beth Azer line, is the first time I've ever heard it. And it is the CRM that you are going to use, right? What's the best CRM to use? The one that you're actually going to use.
There it is. Yeah.
Currently, we use Go High Level. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things. I'm not going to say that I'm an expert in it. What the heck is our Go High Level expert, right? Like, so he's the one that deals with all that stuff. So if you have questions about Go High Level as a CRM, go ahead and hit him up on any of the socials. He'll probably respond to you. I'd like to say that he would respond, but he's not as prolific on social because he's doing all the stuff on the back end.
Get online, heck.
I know. He's like, I am online. What are you talking about? I watch you guys all the time.
Not.
But I like Go High Level for a very variety of reasons. One, it's a CRM. Two, you can create landing pages. Three, you can do like follow-up email campaigns. You can do text. You can do voice drops. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with Go High Level that's just fantastic. I would say it's like Salesforce Lite. But then also, What the Heck was just on a webinar last week where they launched a whole bunch of exciting things within the Go High Level platform.
It feels like it got an update.
Oh,
like, whole new look.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy, everything that you can do with it. So again, what CRM do you use? Or what's the best CRM to use? It's the one that you're actually going to use. So whatever that means for you, whether it's HubSpot, why am I blanking on CRMs? Salesforce.
And yeah, there's a bunch of smaller ones too. And then also something that I've been seeing recently is like a handful of like brokers and acquisitions people and different people who are in the industry who have used some of those, especially Salesforce. Salesforce is so beefy and like and it has
Inexpensive.
It's beefy and it's expensive, and I've worked places where we use that like in various applications.
Right.
And it's one of those things where it's like it has so many bells and whistles. It is so powerful, and it's sort of like the greater the capacity, the more complicated it is, and like the more I find Salesforce to be quite unnavigable personally. But so the reason I bring up all these like little lesser known CRMs, there are a plethora, is that it's interesting to see people who have used some of those big beefy ones that are quite expensive and are like, this isn't going to work. So they're coming up with their own stuff, right? But so to your point, the operative function, the utility and how you actually use it is the dictating factor here, or the determining factor that you should look at. But then also, you have always had some great thoughts on the sort of, the what, yes, but then also the why. Why use the CRM in the first place? And how do you get people into it?
Right. So first of all, let me jump back over to the Gram. What the Heck says they integrated AI. They are doing inbound and outbound calls through Go High Level. And they now have internal connections to Chat, Claude, and Perplexity. Huge. Freaking huge. So lots of stuff. He was really excited. I know one of the other people on our team was also very excited. They were, chatting back and forth like, did you see this? Did you see this? Can't wait to use this.
Couldn't be me.
Not me either. I'm like, oh, that sounds great. I don't know how that works, but if you make, like, I don't care how the sausage is made, just make the sausage, right? Like, I don't care.
I really thought you were going to take that another step forward in a direction that perhaps would only play on X, but
the intrusive thoughts are winning today.
Oh, yeah, we're rolling, baby.
It could happen. Yeah, reel that shit back in.
Reel it.
Okay, so the reason why I do like actually bring this up quite a bit, because as much as you are a influencer, even though we sometimes shun the word influencer, right, on any of these channels, any of these platforms and channels can go away like that, right? They can go away. We found this out with TikTok, which still is kind of in this weird limbo state. Like, we could get into a whole episode about that. But again, TikTok was banned in like January, right?
God, was that this year?
Yes.
Oh my God.
2025 has been 100 years already, I swear. So TikTok is in kind of limbo. With TikTok is connected with CapCut, which is one of our favorite editing programs. And I believe Ms. Fly is going to be doing a very, she's going to do a breakdown tutorial in the Social Mastery VIP group of how to use CapCut, like basics, right? So for all of you people who are wanting to do video editing, but you're afraid or you don't understand any of it, we're gonna put that course together and put that in our Social Mastery VIP group. So really excited about that. And I'm trying to convince Fly's husband, Mr. Jason, to
oh, right, that's his name.
What?
Sorry, no, I was like, who? I don't know.
Oh my God, you freaked me out for a second. I was like, did I say his name wrong? Oh my God.
It's pronounced Jason. No, it's Jason. Sorry, I'm just
got the two little. He's got the two little dots above the O. Jason. Anyway,
how would you pronounce that with an umlaut? Okay.
Soon. Anyway,
are you trying to convince him to do drone?
No. I want him to teach us Da Vinci.
Yeah, I want him to teach me Da Vinci as well. Yeah,
So
for those of you who don't know, my husband Jason is dang. All right. He is a professor of digital media arts and engineering at Louisiana State University, and that may be the end of where I can be exactly articulate about what he does, but he is an expert in all things CGI, virtual reality. He's the director of the XR Studio, which is like the style of that's extended reality. So you film in front of a giant LED like screen inside of a studio, and that you can do crazy things with it. He does all kinds of stuff with digital twinning. They have projects with major companies in the private sector that are doing really interesting things with all kinds of crazy stuff. And he also happens to be a very skilled editor. So yes, we need to channel that knowledge.
Channel that knowledge, trying to convince him to join us in Social Mastery VIP so we can have a course on that too, because I also need to learn DaVinci. If you're like me and one of those, when you have to learn new things and your brain's like, yeah, nope, not today, not happening today. Yeah, you'll just keep doing what you're doing. Anyway, back to what we were talking about, which is CapCut's tied to TikTok. TikTok is technically, I don't know who bought it, if anybody's purchased it yet, if we're still on a stay of execution.
So anyway, it's like trying to keep sense of like you're a divorce or something. Like who's getting what? Like I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, it's a massive soap opera right now. But the point being is that you never know where these platforms are going. So what happens if LinkedIn tomorrow, if Microsoft tomorrow decides that LinkedIn's gone, right?
That Microsoft owns Link.
Yeah. So what happens if they decide that they don't want to deal with it anymore and they just get rid of it? What are you going to do? Having 60,000 followers doesn't mean jack shit if you don't have any of those people in your CRM to connect with, right? So that's what we're talking about today is how do you use the sales funnel? We always talk about the marketing ecosystem, right? Social media being at the top, then you're going to go to website, and then website is something that they can download and drop into your CRM, whichever CRM you are using. And hopefully you are using something. Hopefully you are using something that allows you to capture that data and capture those contacts so that you can be using email marketing to connect with these people. We talk about the fact that you need to have touch points throughout the week, throughout the month. It's not just social. It is also sending out, and I'm not just talking about property blasts. I'm actually talking about real valuable data.
Yeah.
I have a story of one of my inactive clients who we worked together to kind of build up his, we built up his, it was like an email intro. He had never really done email marketing. And so he just sends out, it's a very basic, very simple email where he talks about one segment of his market on a monthly basis, right? One segment of his market on the first email that he sent out, very small, like portion, right? Maybe like 1,000 sends. Out of that, he got two new pieces of business. 2 new pieces of business dropped into his pipeline, and 3 inactive clients recontacted him to do business. That's huge. Just by sending out one email where he was talking about the segment, like a market segment, right? So don't discount email. Don't believe that email is dead. It's not. What's dead is shitty email. What?
Look, like I was looking at my desk to try to find a business card, but all I've got is all I have is this Joker card from the I believe this was the Bob Knackle version of the Guess Who game I made. But the point, I once again, social media and digital marketing and like all this stuff, like I continue to find corollaries between the real way in real life that we actually do business and what we're talking about and how to get people into your funnel online, right? Get them closer to your circle. I wanted this to be a business card. So if you are, what we're talking about is like the exchange of that particular piece of information where it's like, we have a relationship somehow that I am talking to you and you're receiving what I'm saying, right? Like you hand somebody your business card at a conference or something, like that is like getting the information, like, into the CRM, right? Or vice versa, right? You're getting information from people. How you actually build up to the exchange of that information, I I mean, people do it, right? Like I've sat at networking events where somebody just sits down at a table, hands out all their business cards to everybody, and then just bolts, right? There's no conversation, there's no value added, there's no relationship, there's no back and forth, right? That is what we're trying to point to when we talk about like the power of like content marketing and organic social media and the relationship building that comes from that. So it's interesting. It's just interesting for me to continue to see where real life is mirrored in the digital space. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a kind of a random tangent. Shock.
No, it's perfect because it actually brings up a good point. What happens with those damn business cards, right? Are you actually sitting down and taking the time to put that information into your CRM? Or is it going to go into your pocket or your bag and you're going to find it a year later when you take that jacket out again to wear it, right? What's your follow-up process? Yeah. This is discipline that we're talking about. We're not just talking about actually converting from social to into your CRM. We're also talking about what the hell are you doing with those business cards? Again, bringing up Beth Azer, one of the things I love that she does on her way back from an event, she will sit down and write thank you notes to the people on those business cards, right? It's a super important thing. Just a handwritten thank you. But again, she's making that connection, that contact, right? Whereas a lot of us just take the business card, put them in our pocket, and we get home and we throw it on our desk. There's no follow-up or discipline to actually put that information into the CRM. And that's valid with what's happening on digital, on social as well. We have all these connections. We have all these we have all these followers, and we're not providing anything of value to actually receive that information. Too many of you are actually waiting for somebody to DM you, and you're not actually creating anything of value. And when we're talking about content, what's the conversion path? So what am I talking about conversion path? So when we're creating content, there should always be a goal of, at least my goal is to get people to drop into a CRM, whether it's yours as a client or it's mine, right? I want you to go to my website. I want you to download something. I want you to connect with me in DMs and say, hey, I really want that download that you were talking about. Or I really want to get the name of that book that you were talking about. Or whatever it is, whatever little value proposition that you have that you're supplying to them. So now you start a conversation, they drop into your DMs. Now you have something to put into your CRM, correct? So what could that value proposition be for you? What is that conversion? So you're going to create content. So let's work it backwards. You have very specific market knowledge about something, right? Whether it's industrial, it's office, it's so proprietary. It's just yours, right? But it's okay for you to release that information to the public because you want to get those people into your contacts. So you talk about that without giving it all away in social. And then you tell people, hey, if you want this custom report, if you want this very special, very limited edition report, I need you to go here. And then they're going to go to a landing page, right? And they're going to put in their email address, and then they're going to download that. And part of this process is actually having an email campaign, what we call a drip campaign, that will then eventually continue to contact them, not every single friggin' day, not every half hour, but like 2 weeks later, hey, what was the, here's, did you read this in this report? Did you catch this little segment, right? And then the next email is, something about an additional portion of the report. So you're continuously reminding them that they went to your site and they got, I feel like I'm yelling. Am I yelling?
No, but I'm hearing some bass pumping suddenly somewhere.
It's Mr. Bob Knackle who's calling me right now. So hold on.
Wait, take the call live?
Do you want me to take the call live?
No, because why is he calling you?
I don't know. So anyway, just texted him. Can I call you later?
Or ask him if he wants to be on the show. This is so crazy.
So funny. Okay. Yes. So your drip campaign should provide information. And then, of course, it's always the idea. You should always be trying to get people into your contact list, into your CRM.
Yeah. Now I'm just curious. I'm like, is Bob okay?
Yeah, no, he's fine. He was sending me videos this morning.
But I think too, so the idea being that there is something of value that should be exchanged for people's contact information. So I do want to encourage people to think about, because look, I see a lot of really low value stuff. And one really popular thing that people do, and I don't see it as much, honestly, in this space, but you will recognize it just in social media writ large, is like the concept of a giveaway, like the social media giveaway. Or like you go to a product website and they're like, get 15% off if you give me your email and your phone number and all this stuff, right? Both of us have like a stank voice today. Like, me. So, but that is a great hook. Those things are great for like a one pop, right? Like I was recently at a conference event-ish thing, and gosh, I just am sometimes so inarticulate. I was recently at a conference. The people at booths were doing giveaways. I mean, they do this at ICS. You drop your business card in, and when we'll give you, we have a gift basket. It's like whatever, right? Like the thing. That is a great way to get people, random people, just whatever. Every single person wants $100 Amazon gift card. Actually, apparently, one person who doesn't is Topher Stevenson, who was talking about it on X the other day. He's like, "Why have all these gift cards? What should I do with them?" What?
I actually, on a side note, real quick, I was given a gift card for my birthday, and I've already spent $26 of it for a book that's not coming out until December, but I don't know what to do with the rest of what's left on the gift card. I'm like, I don't know. So this is an actual very real problem, because like, what do I spend it on?
Y'all got different problems than I do. All right. So sorry, that's a little Louisiana coming out at you. Somebody texted me the other day. They're like, "When you're tired, you sound Southern," and I'm like, "That's cute." When I'm tired, I can sound like a real bitch too. Okay. So look, wow, how did we get here? Amazon gift cards. Put your business card in the thing and give me an Amazon gift card, right? No. I think that's actually a horrible strategy for people in the long term, because you want to know what? 5 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, actually, if I'm including all of the other things and not just in commercial real estate, I unsubscribe immediately after I get no value from that.
Right.
And I find that what is being then sent to me and fed to me is, again, like low value or not applicable, or like that. There's all kinds of reasons that I subscribe to all kinds of mailing lists, and most of them is to learn and critique, but if you are going to get people into your CRM with that kind of any kind of magnet, be very intentional about what that is, and what are you then doing to maintain and nurture that relationship? Because the one thing that I see is like you get into somebody's CRM, and then everything that they send you is about them, right? Look, and it's interesting in this business because you have property blasts are one. Like property blasts have like a near weird like relationship in my brain, because it's like deal junkies want those. Deal junkies want those property blasts. They want to see everything. Do you know what I mean? And so I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not those things are good. It's tough when you get 70 of them on a Wednesday at 9:02. Like everybody sends out their property blasts on a Wednesday, and I'm just like, guys, whatever, right?
Whoever told you to do that needs to be shot.
Just space it out, whatever, right? Like everybody can have a turn. Everybody can have a turn in my inbox, okay? But I just, what is the actual thing that you are offering in exchange for a relationship?
Correct. And it has to be of value. So think about, again, what's that proprietary information that you have that you're willing to share? that, you know, there's so many like secrets in like, ooh, but this is mine. I'm going to hoard all the cheese. I know. I just saw that I did that. It was so funny. I was like, why am I doing that?
Because
Anyway.
it was fashion.
But it comes to the point of, what do you have to provide for value? So if you want to know how to create this funnel that we're talking about, obviously you start on social, right? So we're talking about all our shiznick on social. Then you create a reason for people to opt in. And this is going to require a little bit of work. So you have to do the lead magnet. It's a download. It's a checklist. It's a free guide. It's something that you are talking about on social before you do the ask. Before you do the ask. It's what you're talking about on social, right? So it could be you talking about how to properly prepare a new tenant in a space, or maybe it's explaining what all of those steps are. And all of you know all of this, but your clients don't, your tenants don't. And yep.
I have a couple of great examples, or I have one specific example that I want to call out. So like, for most people, the thing that they have in front of them, what you're talking about, is that proprietary information, the market report, market insights, all this kind of stuff, right? Like all kinds of stuff, or how to, like, educational things like that. And like, you know, go back to most 3 E's. If you're trying to figure out what on earth you should put, you know, you should build as your lead magnet, oh no, entertaining, educational, and engaging, right? Those are, that's all out of order. I'm sorry. But it's just like, what? So education, knowledge. People want knowledge. You need knowledge in this business. You need information, right? What information do you have that would be valuable to someone enough for you to get their contact information and have a relationship, right? So the entertaining side of this is entertaining side of the 3E triangle. We're going to do a graphic, is something I think can be really valuable as well. They always blend together, but one example that I can think of is Jake Crandall, who we met at CREI. But he has I wouldn't call it a series. It is a series, but he's not putting it out on his social media on main. So he's a CPA, I think, right? He's an accountant.
Yes.
And I desperately need him. I want to hire him myself, by the way, just because I want like a cool accountant, right? All of his content on his top of funnel is hitting the 3 E's, very educational, also entertaining. But he has like, it's not a newsletter, but it is sort of like in that land. He's interviewing people. He's interviewing top brokers, not dissimilar to cold callers, but and not dissimilar to any kind of podcast, right? That is like you're tapping into the audience of another person, because you're having a conversation and a relationship with them and creating content about them. But like his lead magnet has nothing to do with accounting, but it is interesting to people. It's providing value to people. It's exclusive. It's an exclusive conversation that he had with somebody. And he's also doing them a favor back by putting them in there. And so it's a great example I've seen. I think it's really smart that he's figured out a way to pull people in, to be building relationships, to get that information from people by creating something that they want, even if it has nothing to do with accounting, right? Or you think about, Yona Weiss's podcast. His podcast is not about cost seg. It just so happens that he does cost seg and has a podcast, right? It's like there's all kinds of examples.
Right, absolutely. There's tons of ways that you can create lead magnets or create value in your niche to start getting people to drop into your contact list, into your CRM, right? So that's creating that lead magnet, that checklist, that PDF, that free guide that people are going to want to consume. And then, of course, the next thing that you can also do is you can link your CRM form in your social media bio, right? Whether that's maybe it's a link tree that you're using on Instagram, maybe you're using that link tree on all of your social platforms, and get people to subscribe to your monthly newsletter. But you have to remember, it has to provide value. It can't just be constant sales. I think that's the biggest issue that I have with a lot of emails that pop into my inbox is it's not providing me any value. And so those actually get sent to the spam folder, which is unfortunate because there might be one little nugget of information in there that I actually want. But because you've spammed me so much with all your bullshit, I just don't want to see it anymore. Right. So it's honestly not worth my time. You have to make it worth my time. Hey, we've got Steph from Zelnick and Company joining us over on the gram. So good morning, Steph.
I have green screens. I have like Instagram, this, that.
Stuff everywhere. The next step you should also look at considering is using automations. So we talk about this, and this automation's easy to set up. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily easy to set up and go high level, but you can set up that drip campaign. That once they're in your CRM, once they've dropped in and they've downloaded, they've given you their contact information so they can download whatever it is. Then you have that automation set up where they're being contacted. They're now sent into this one certain funnel, right? Where they're getting, maybe it's a 3-4 email drip campaign. But then now you also have to segment them within your CRM. So that, is this a hot contact? Is this a cold? Is this a warm? Like, what kind of lead is this? And you can do all that segmentation within your CRM or however you have it set up. Hopefully you're using something that is of value for you and not so complicated that you don't want to use that. And you definitely need to track how those interactions are happening. So don't discount emails. Don't discount newsletters. Don't discount people who give away guides or PDFs or downloads. There's an actual reason as to why they're doing those things. And it's not because look at me, look at me, look at me. It's because you never know if any of these platforms are going to die tomorrow, right? What happens if if Elon decides that he's done with X and is going to shutter it completely?
Gosh, wouldn't that just be crazy?
It would be.
I can see that happening. I could see waking up one morning and because that's how that guy operates sometimes, where he's just like he gets that fixation and he's like, I'm gonna do this now, and then when he's done, he walks away, right? So it's really could be at any moment.
He's mercurial by nature, right? So
love the man.
What are you gonna do if, again, Microsoft owns LinkedIn? If Microsoft shuttered a shit ton of jobs on LinkedIn this past year, not because LinkedIn was losing money. It wasn't losing any money. They decided that they were going to cut their sales for like their workforce for LinkedIn.
I think that you should do for your post for the week, you should do like a Halloween inspired, one of your great graphics that you do, right? Like a Halloween inspired, and it's like all of the apps as gravestones. And then it's like, what's going to happen if you like woke up and all your, right? Like you gotta keep your contacts from getting zombified.
Oh my gosh.
Run with it, go. Imagine you have nothing else to do and just focus on that.
Hold on, I gotta write that. Because I'll forget.
We've now transitioned into the part of the conversation that people normally don't see, which is usually when we we end the stream, Mo and I talk for like another half an hour to 45 minutes about random stuff. So I think that could be our cue. Where's the music?
That could be our cue. But last but not least, remember that the best CRM out there is the one that you're actually going to use. You have to think about how you're bringing these people into your funnel. Social media is your top of your funnel, and they need to go to your website. Your website has to have something on there that provides some sort of information that your potential prospect is going to want. Again, real content real conversations equals real content. If you're having these conversations with your prospects and your clients, you can turn that into a guide. And guess what? We have Claude, we have Perplexity, we have ChatGPT. Dear chat, please help me create a guide out of the information that I just had with this client. Like, it's not that hard. Quit making this shit hard. All right. If you guys have questions about Go High Level, what the heck is available, you can find him. His name's Hector. His name's Hector. He can actually answer your questions about Go High Level better than I can. It is a CRM that we use. I am not an affiliate, so I get nothing out of this. It's just what we use, and I like it. We will be back here on Thursday. I think Fly has a surprise planned. We shall see what happens.
Thank you for reminding me.
Everybody have a great one, and we will see you back here on Thursday.
I sit here at my desk like this all day.